Hello guys, very good evening. Today is September 28th. Another episode of Ripster Daily Day Trades, and we will review a little bit on the market as well. So guys, finally a green day on the market. VIX red for the day, US dollar red for the day, 10-year yields red for the day. So all the indicators that we discussed in the past few calls finally were red for the day, and we had a bounce. And I will show you how we traded long on a big squeeze today on the markets on a SPY and QQQ. We'll talk about how we went long on Tesla, Amazon, AMD, Meta, how all those four was big winners for us. We will talk about Palente short. That was a nice play, Palente idea. We will also talk how Micron was a chop and loser for me, while it was a winner for many in the community. But I will discuss how that worked out for me. And then we will also talk about Costco after earnings move, a little bit about the Costco, and talk about some semiconductors, SMCI, swing green. And then I will talk about one play that I overnighted. Which one is that? We'll check that out as well. Anyways, guys, so this is the scenario of the market, mostly everything green. Biotech was still taking a hit. China is still taking a hit. But the semiconductor sector, as you see, was really up nicely. That's why we were able to capitalize on AMD, SMCI, and so we'll go through that. So anyways, guys, other thing I want to discuss today is with you the levels. So levels today were spot on. And if I show you, so as usual, we went through all of our news plays. I go to various sources. I collect the news, and then I put the news together. I look at the charts. I make my watch list. This morning, as you see, Apple, CarMax, Micron, GameStop, Workday, Uber, and others were on the news. Peloton with the Lulu. There was agreement with Peloton with Lulu. Then there was news on Apple, CarMax, and Workday. Went through all the news and we made our watch list. Our watch list was ready. Workday, Micron, CVNA, PTON, GameStop, Palente, Apple, Microsoft. And as you see, I always split the news. So there's a news plays which are gapping up and gapping down. Then there's a marketplace which we play with the market. And if the market is strong, breaking out, we take them long. If market is weak, we take them down, right? So this today we started, that's how I'll show you how we started, how the market started, what was the market personality, but we nailed it today. So that was our watch list, guys. Then comes all important, my levels. You can look at my levels, you can screenshot them and go back and see how we did. AMD, one of those broke our resistance pivots. When something breaks resistance pivots, you look at the trend, you look at the volume, if it's breaking resistance pivot, it's going to move higher, and that's when you take long, right? Or you take long versus the support, like Tesla. We longed versus 238. We are, and it was a big winner for us all day. This 240 calls just went crazy. And similarly, other levels were on Nvidia and Amazon. Google 130 level was one which we played with, and that 130 level gave us a nice trade as well. So support pivots. So the levels work like charm. I make this level every morning. I spend 20-30 minutes to develop these levels, share with my community, and this is the everyday routine. Those of you who watch my videos every day, they know this is what I do. So we were ready for the day, and let's see how we started the morning. So guys, morning was big on our big play out in the morning. The first play that we took was Workday. Let me actually show you. So guys, here's the Workday, right in the pre-market. We were ready. We had a plan on Workday. Why was I interested in Workday? It was gapping down, but there was a 200 big psychological level, right? And the news was okay. There was a little bad news. There was a little bullish news. So overall, there was not really too much bearish, right? So it was bearish to neutral. So that's what I was looking at, that if 200 holds, I see a volume coming in, I was long. And as soon as it came in, and I started it long, scalping versus 200, 203, scalping long, adding into the long. And as you see, we took up the first push. Always take profit in 10 a.m. Then it was testing 210. I knew that is the pivot. That's where we want to break to a further push. Then it finally hit 214. That's where I took a majority of my profit. My next target was 215.50, but it was dipping down under EMA Clouds. So I took a little more profit, but then I held a little piece over because it was still making it did not really make a lower high. It held that level. Right? It was under the bearish clouds, right? But it was still holding that level. Many of the folks wanted to swing it. For them, the risk was clear, 200 or 203. So I added a 205 with the risk to 203. If I'm risking 2 points, I made 8 points, right? 8 or 6 points. So that is 3 risks to 1 reward. Or if you risked 203, or even if you risked 200, 200 was a little wider risk, then you're looking to swing more. But 203 was the better risk on the shares. If you are adding at 206, 207, then it's $3 or $4 risk to make $5 or $6 for a 2.5 risk to reward trade, right? So you can see all the timestamps, all my commentary on Workday. So that was the main play of the morning. Big win for everyone. Okay, let's talk about Palantir. Palantir was just my idea as well. I personally didn't take it, but let's see how Palantir did. So Palantir was today bullish to neutral bias, right? So bullish to neutral bias. I had set some price alerts on the breakouts and the supports. It dipped down, held it. Look how it swiped, made a new high. And as you see this, you get long versus the EMA Cloud or versus the 1490 risk. 1490 risk, add more on the breakout. So 1520, 1530, you have 30 cents risk and you made almost 80 cents, right? So that is another, one risk to almost $1.5 or 2 hour reward. So plan was clear on Palantir, worked as per plan, never made a lower low candle because and we are still watching Palantir for tomorrow. The daily is nice consolidation. I think we can still see a bigger move on Palantir. So we'll keep on watch. So that was Palantir, guys. Good idea, winning idea. Not my personal trade, but that was the idea for everybody in the community. So MU, guys. So what was MU doing? So MU, I was bearish because I wanted to see this breakdown, right? I did not like that it already pushed over the EMA Clouds right before the open. It did push over, but when it was breaking this EMA Clouds, I took the short. And then when it broke the pre-market lows, I added more into my shorts, right? It was green. I even talked about 65 puts, which went like 30-40%. I did not cover, right? I was waiting. I was busy with my other trades. Then it started bouncing. I was waiting till this 650 level. I added little more at that 60-50 level. That's what the level I gave. If you see my comments here, 650 level, neutral. I was neutral to bullish earlier, but when it break, I became a little bearish. So I held it, it dipped back, but then it held 65. So that's what I was saying, not making a lower low, lower highs. So, I will get out if it keeps doing that. So it was rejecting HOD, but it has to break 65. You can see my comments here. Has to break 65. And that was time to get out. And I got out. And look how much pain I saved because I respected my loss. And the other side, some people who went long, they bought this B minus setup because 1, 2, 3 reclaimed the support, went long, EMA Clouds bullish, hold the long, and further push for nice move on the calls, right? But I'm sharing what I did. I was bearish, but that is fine. It was just half an hour or hour loss, so nothing big loss. But we just need to know, sometimes setups work, sometimes don't. When they work, you make 2-3 hours. When they don't, you just take half hour, small risks, small stops. That's it, right? I was still, if I did not add at the lows, I was still green on my initial ads. And when you added the support, that is a problem. Only reason I added a support because I also had an entry above here. So my average was not bad. But if you add here, then by the time it comes here, because you are adding at the support and it's not failing, then you get squeezed and then you had a bigger loss. So that's too wide of the stop, right? So you need to understand that why this setup failed, why this setup was risky short, where was your entry, where was a good entry, where was the bad entry, and if you you are wrong, you get out, right? I was realizing I was wrong on the bearish because they were holding up, so I got out. If I did not get out, I would have squeezed and lost like double my risk, right? So that's what you need to respect. That was the trade. MU, the only loss for the day for us there. So let's move to our next trades. All right, guys. So let's talk about Tesla. So Tesla, it was really good win for us on Tesla. Let's see. Let me show you. All right, guys. So here is the Tesla. So you can see. So what were we doing at Tesla? My level, as you saw on my sheet, was 238, right? So 238 was my level. And when liked the strength, he went long, he saw the strength, and I joined him scalp long versus 238, right? So scalp long versus 238. So right, so 238, we went long, it started to break out of 240, going, right? And we take the first profit into 10 a.m. So you can clearly see the 238 defined level. Why was the 238 level for me? It was a pre-market level, right? Then I was giving my targets. Next target 244. You can see that what I said here. When it was pulling back, right? People were panicking. I was telling that's fine because you can't stop out here. Your risk is still 238. Even though it's coming down the EMA clouds, your risk is still 238. And guess what? When market pushed, that trade worked, that 238 worked. What was my next target, right? So my next target, I will show you, was 244. We met our next target, 244. It pulled back. I was still holding with 238. Then my next target was 246.30. Right here, you can see 246.30. I don't talk after the fact. That was my level. And we met our 246.30. Then I left a little piece for my 248 target, but we didn't get it. That's fine. And and I'll talk about and what I did at the end of the day. Tesla, I will show you that setup in a bit, but this is how we traded. Yeah, I mean, it was a surprise, but yes, I'm swinging Tesla. Reason I'm swinging Tesla, I'll show you in a bit. But so that was the Tesla trade, guys. All day guidance by Win and me. And reason I held Tesla in the swing was this right here. So Tesla was this 1 hour flag, so this 1 hour flag was the reason I am holding Tesla, and it's already green, right? So pattern over EMA cloud bullish. So why was I bullish today, right? You see all my red videos last few days. The reason I was bullish because my system was bullish. My system was long. So that is what I'm talking about. When the system says long, you stay long. What were some of my other ideas? Let's look at Amazon. Amazon was heavy, right? Amazon was heavy. So, but Amazon started to curl over bullish EMA clouds right at, you can see, right at 124.68. And look where Amazon pushed to. It pushed to 126.52 right on that bullish EMA cloud. See my price alerts? So you see, not my personal trade, but you can see what it did with the system. My price alerts in our community, right? And you can go back, see in the levels. Let's see at our Google trade. So Google, I was watching closely when market was going. So my idea was 130 is a big level on daily. That's what I want to long with. That's what I want to see, and that's what I took, 130. That clearly explained. And then as the market started to push over EMA cloud, 34.50, 12.50, 130, it was clean 50-60 cent risk, and you made $2-3. That's 3-4 rewards versus 1 risk on the shares, and much more on the options. So, and then Bill Ackman said, and it's still higher. So I just wanted to show you clearly my idea was versus 130, 150. Okay. So let's talk about AMD. So what was the AMD trade here? AMD was a simple 100 trade. I was on the voice. I even tweeted about AMD. Let me show you what I said about AMD here. So when AMD was crossing 100, I was interested in any long over 100 starter position on AMD. And when any pullback on 100, I was interested. So AMD from 100 to went 104. And I can show you, so you can see here we go 100, not bad, $1 from the psych level, because on the voice I was talking about it. Then I gave my next levels on AMD, which was 102.60, and QQQ was going out, which we will talk about later. But then, and I'm still swinging AMD, by the way. So you can see just from that 100 level how the AMD went, right? Moving 100. When you're chasing, you always add 1/3. I saw the 100 holding, I only added 1/3. When it was consolidating, I added a little bit more, averaged up. My risk was 100, my first risk was 100, and then started to move up. I always give a possibility that it can pull down to EMA Clouds, always. I never assume that it's going to go up. But yes, there is a setup, there is an A setup, I want to play it, market is strong, semiconductors are strong, SPY QQQ are breaking out, more chances to AMD to go, right? So look what I said here. SPY, QQQ SPY, range breakout. Long bias over that, can scalp calls. Hold your market longs. Hold your market longs. That's what I said, AMD meta, right? So not going to keep, okay, I wanted to show you like, yeah. So just to show you what I did on AMD, just to show you why did I tweeted about it when it was 100 with the red signal. Why was it important? Because it was important. That was a 100 trend. You can see AMD 100 test 9:46 a.m. That's what I tweeted, and rest is history for today, right? So that was AMD. So let's look at a meta. So meta idea was versus 300. So meta idea was versus 300, and it's again and again. Most of you know me and my setup or strategy that I play with the psychological levels. Most of you know that. And that was for meta too, right? So we have played versus meta, short, long, all the time. Netflix versus 400. There was another play today, CRM, that I put a chart yesterday on Twitter. Bounced right from 200, right? If you want to see it, if somebody is new, they're gonna say, oh, Rip is just saying, he is not showing. Okay, I will show you. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what I said about that. Okay, so let me show you what was I said yesterday. Okay, here's what I said. I said testing 200 psych, previous key level, will trade with this level either side. And one of my followers, I retweeted, he traded that. He traded the 200 dip, held 200, moved over, he traded that to 205, right? So it's never exactly point, but the candles was making higher high over 200. You know that you can risk that level, and market is pushing, SPY is pushing, and that's how you do it. So here you go, guys, all guidance on meta right here, timestamped in front of you. I was on the voice talking about meta, giving the meta targets, and everybody did good, and also told to hold meta because market was pushing, right? So these were main plays, guys. So imagine today, right? If you were in community, if you were listening to me, my teachings, not alerts, but my teachings or my guidance, you could have done so well. Rather than losing on a choppy day, play on a trend day where there's volume. Now let's talk about the market. Let's talk about my range breakout setups. What was my plan today? Let's see what was my plan. My plan was simple, right? All day guidance that I keep giving here on Twitter, everywhere. If the VIX breaks 18, we are on the bullish bias. This is the range, guys. This is the range. This is the range that made us money today. How is its range? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Not completely, but I know this is my range, up, down. And when it finally broke, third time, boom. We were long SPY QQ. I was long SPY QQ. So let me show you here. You see, SPY log sum. Okay, let's see. Just want to show you my initial SPY commentary. Okay, you can see here, right? I was sharing this chart, this range chart, up, down, up, down, up, down. So we have, I can show you the before and after. Let me show you before and after. I just don't want to say that I'm showing you after the fact. Let me just show you before and after. So let's see. Okay, let's see if I can show you here. Okay, all right, let's see. So okay, so if I go down here, what do you see, right? Even at 11 a.m. I was showing this range. Next target is 428, 357. VIX breaks flush under 18. Then we push more. Started to push. That was again after 6 minutes. Started to push. Breakout. 430 target. Looking for 430 target. Looking for 360 target. Why is a range break? This is the range break. Go to my website. Study. I have everything out there. This was the setup we played on the range break. And we use that setup to stay long on Amazon, QQQ, AMD, Nvidia, and all those plays, and that's how we banked, right? You can see here. And I was saying do not short SPY QQQ because the problem is shorting when it's squeezing, then you are going against the trend B minus setup. Although I did say, when this fade happened, I did alert 17 on VIX. So let's see if I can find, see VIX 17 bounce, and what happened? SPY faded back to the EMA Clouds. I mean, it's a C setup. You can still scalp if you have a good entry when you see VIX bouncing, right? So you see my all day guidance, and I was long on SPY QQQ since open. So I was giving the target, scaling on the way. Why? Just this one small setup, guys. If this has broken to the downside, then we would have short, right? If it broke to upside, we are long. And how to play those? Okay, here's the thing. If you are short, which I was not in this case, you know your risk. So closer to risk you add, you better. So what you can do is if you feel like, there's a bullish tendency, you see 1, 2, 3 times bounce, you add wherever you add. This is your risk. It doesn't matter EMA Clouds or whatever. This is your final risk. So you cannot add here and stop out here and then it goes. You need to give the right stops, respect these levels, pre-market high, pre-market lows. That is the problem. Somebody added middle here, somebody added long, they stopped out here and it went without him and the calls went 300%. He's like, Rip, what could I do? Market is against me. Market is not against you, my friend. There are the clear levels. Your entry has to wait. Your entry has to be better. Away from the risk you add, smaller you add, right? So add small here as it breaks out, add more here. If you are just playing the breakout, add small, half size, risk the low of the last candle and play the breakout. So that's how you do it, right? So I was, I was long, range breakout, long, SPY QQ. All right, guys, so that was the market. Big, huge. So SMCI yesterday, when we talked, I was swinging from 250 and it's nicely up at 272. Nice swing for me overnight. Beautiful move there. So did we talk about Peloton short? Yes, let's quickly talk about Peloton short. All right, so here's Peloton short, guys. I can find Peloton gapping down, bearish. Simple setup, breakdown, add short. On the bounce, add short. Watch the 5 level. It went over 5. I was watching. I was ready to get out if I saw any kind of holding or higher highs or basing over 5, which never happened. So we held the short. With 10 cent risk, we made 40 cents, right? So not a bad trade, right? So, but you had to respect your rules. You could not stop out here. If you stopped out here short and it pushed from here and back down, then you didn't really respect the levels, right? So that's not our stocks problem. That's our entry problem. So anyways, guys, so you can see live guidance, PTON, big win. Not a big win, I mean small win. It was the shares only. Maybe options moved better. 5 puts, but yeah. So that was it about today, guys. I mean, we've been waiting for a day like this, and we were ready when it happened. All day guidance. We knew it's breaking out. Market is long. Nobody in my community was shorting the pops today on the bullish market. Nobody, and I'm proud to say that. And I know I'm saving a lot of accounts going against the trend, and I see good feedback, and I'm very glad that people are listening. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow SPY, it's again 17 weeks will play a good importance, and we'll watch over 430 20 highs to see if SPY can push more or not, right? And we'll be ready. Whatever happens, we'll be ready. And Costco, guys, it still has room. Was big win yesterday. You guys saw it. It still has some room. I gave this swing alert long time back. This one, if you can see, and then it broke out to 550s. From that swing alert, now it has more room over 570 as well. So yes, simple chart pattern. Oh yeah, I missed one. So I had an idea, ARM. You can go on my Twitter and you see why was my ARM my idea. It was right here. I showed before and after on ARM. You can see here this breakout or this daily breakout, guys. This daily breakout. I might even have before and after for you here. Let's look at it. Before, after, before, after. I put a tweet out about this setup. You can go see on my Twitter, and this setup worked as well. Good for everyone. We focused on the semiconductors, guys. Know your sectors, trade them well. All right, so that was good. So another good trade. So hopefully you learned a lot from this today. And must watch this video again. Must watch. If you are struggling, go back and see how we nailed the bullish. How did we nail the bullish market today? And we nailed the short market, but how did we nail the bullish market? We nailed the bullish trend, we nailed the bearish trend, but we preserve the capital, lose a little on a chop day. That is the key. All right, guys. Thank you. Please support the channel, share, like, share with your buddies who are still struggling. Hopefully they can learn as well. Come join the community. If you need any discounts to join the community, email me or email my admins or email below, and go to my website, free education there. Come to my Twitter, all the ideas, free education, news alerts, and come for education, learning and growth, and comment and ask me. I will always help. DM me. I'm here to help. Don't come for blind alerts. Don't come for overnight millions. Come to be a successful trader. All right, guys. Later. Bye.